Item Number SCP-001 Object Class Unnecessary Special Containment Procedures SCP-001 does not need to be contained. In the event of SCP-001 occurring, all personnel, including D-Class, are to be honorably discharged and may do what they wish with the remaining time. All sapient and non-aggressive SCPs are to be released. Any further SCPs which can be decommissioned are to be. All remaining Foundation sites are to be run by the AI systems. Specifically bred instances of SCP-514 are to be released globally. Description: SCP-001 refers to an event occurring shortly before the cessation of all life on Earth. Whilst SCP-001 has not yet taken place, it was discovered through various pieces of information gathered from extra-universal foundations and other similar groups. See attached document 001A for a list of such communications. It is important to note SCP-001 is not the cause of the apocalyptic scenario, merely a pre-occurrence response to it. SCP-001 is, according to records, distinctively recognized by certain key features. During an SCP-001 event, flowers are observed to spontaneously appear and bloom over 90% of the viable land surface of the planet. These flowers are universally referred to as vibrant, bright, beautiful, and all words to this effect. The weather will clear globally with an ambient temperature recognized as comfortable by the majority of the populace. Air pollution will additionally clear. During an SCP-001 event, the global populace will become aware of the fate of the Earth and of its inevitability. They will also experience increased levels of violence. SCP-001 will occur exactly 24 hours before the death of all life on the planet. Item Number SCP-001 Object Class Safe Special Containment Procedures. Due to its relatively benign nature, SCP-001 has been classified as safe, and no attempts to locate or directly contain it are to be made at this time. Containment efforts are to focus on the products it generates, and are to be assigned individual designations and special containment procedures. Description: SCP-001 is a male human known as Dr. Entertainment. It is a Class 1 reality bender capable of imbuing otherwise mundane creations with anomalous properties, focusing its abilities on the creation of toys, board games, candy, and various other products marketed at children. It distributes these items via anomalous means from an unknown location. Product examples: paper that takes on the properties of whatever shape it's folded into, a playset capable of creating animated shadows, and lollipops that allow people to switch voices. Addendum 001 History. Due to the elusive nature of the entity, very little is currently known about SCP-001's past. That said, it is known that he was born and raised in a small village, the son of a seamstress and a chartered accountant. Seemingly set to lead a life of quiet desperation. In a grey and boring world, he found joy solely in the stories that his father would tell him before bed each night. Stories of a marvelous toy maker who made wonders that the world had never seen before, nor since. A toy maker who, according to SCP-001's father, was a distant relative of theirs, and whose blood ran through the young SCP-001's veins. After he grew up, SCP-001 sought the truth of the stories, intent on reclaiming his birthright. He followed any lead he could find, seeking out even the vaguest rumors of dolls that came to life, jumping jacks that really jumped, cuckoo clocks that sang and danced without even a single cog or spring within. For the longest time, it seemed as if his journey was in vain, and that the old toymaker's secrets were buried for good. But to his surprise and delight, he at long last found a place that made dolls that ran and jacks that jumped and so many other magical things. He had found a factory. The factory was a trap. It stole SCP-001 and put the young man to work within its grey walls of concrete and steel. It forced him to take part in its mockery of creation until he almost broke. But instead he escaped with stolen documents that led him to a cottage deep in the woods, the source of the magic that the factory had taken and twisted to its own ends. He entered the cottage, and there he found the workshop of his ancient ancestor. With a more satisfied smile, he read through the journals and notes and designs. With a soft twinkle in his eye, he took up the tools of his new trade, and finally, with a deep sigh of pure contentment, he... No. I mean, yes, it's a nice story. It's well and good, all very heartfelt and very intimate, but this is supposed to be an SCP-001 entry, is it not? We need something better than just a nice story, don't you think? Good, I'm good you agree. Let's try again, and this time, let's go for something a little bit bigger. Item number SCP-001. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. Due to its unpredictable nature, SCP-001 has been classified as Euclid and is to be detained after its location has been ascertained. Until such time, containment efforts are to focus on the products that it generates, which are to be assigned individual designations and special containment procedures. Description: SCP-001 is a male human known as Dr. Reginald Wilbert Lionel Archibald Westinghouse, Containment III. It is a Class 2 reality bender capable of crafting a variety of anomalous items. Focusing its abilities on the creation of toys, board games, candy, soft drinks, video games, and various other products can be marketed at children and teenagers. It distributes these items via magical anomalous means from an unknown and very mysterious location. It is most famously responsible for the creation of the Little Misters line of collectible living action figures that have inspired many imitators, but no substitutes. Examples include Mr. Fish, Mr. Love, Mr. Soap, and Miss Sweetie. Addendum 0011. History. Due to the magically elusive nature of the entity, very little is currently known about SCP-001's past. That said, it is known that he comes from a long line of entertainment, all of them unparalleled toy makers in their own rights. It is also known that he is an immortal being that has been around since the time of the dinosaurs, creating magical toys for all the good little dinosaur children. It is also known that he doesn't actually exist at all, and is merely a manifestation of fun and delight that sprang fully formed from the imagination of every child around the world. Whatever his origin, he is a truly grand old chap, capable of creating wonder with a wave of his hand, entertainment and a snap of his fingers, and whimsy with a wink of his eye. Though there have been no verified sightings of SCP-001, and the details tend to vary, he is typically described as being a tall man, wearing a purple suit and top hat, carrying a walking stick, and sporting a long W-shaped mustache. Adjectives used range from dashing to amazing to really quite handsome for his age. Mention has also been made of an unusual set of scars encircling both of his wrists, almost as if at some point his hands had been removed and sewn back on again. The truth of this matter, much like all else about this mysterious entity, is... No, and no again! As devilishly suave and debonair as this roguish maverick may be, his story is still missing something. It needs to be bigger, not just in style, but in scope as well. Perhaps the introduction of a supporting cast is in order. Item number SCP-001 Object Class Ketter. Special Containment Procedures. Due to the excessive amount of product that it outputs on an annual basis, SCP-001 has been classified as Ketter and is to be shut down as soon as a predictable method of doing so has been developed. Until such time, containment efforts are to focus on the products that they generate, which are to be assigned individual designations and special containment procedures. Disinformation campaigns, forged product recalls, and the elimination of advertising materials are to be directed at SCP-001 in order to ensure the public has either a negative or negligible awareness of it or its product's existence. Description: SCP-001 is a corporate entity operating under the trademarked logo Dr. Entertainment. The collective abilities of its constituent employees are equivalent to that of a Class 3 reality bender capable of crafting a variety of anomalous and very affordable items, focusing their abilities on the creation of toys, board games, candy, soft drinks, video games, collectible trading cards, puzzles, musical instruments, and various other products typically marketed at children, teenagers, and young adults. They distribute these items via anomalous extreme means from a mysterious location known only as Wonderworld. Factory tours run Tuesday through Friday, every hour starting at 11 a.m. Some of the more prominent products have come from the geniuses in the R&D department, including Dr. Entertainment's Dragon Snails, Dr. Entertainment Super Science Little Chemist Kit, Dr. Entertainment's SCP Foundation Containment Site Playset, and the Vanted Inventor Friend System. Buy them all today. Addendum History. Due to the economically elusive nature of the business, very little is currently known about SCP-001's location, leadership, or corporate policies. Not even those who currently work for them or have worked for them in the past seem to have any clear knowledge or memories regarding SCP-001's general status, save for the fact that they have all the fun all the time. The main headquarters are variously described as basic administrative offices, an enormous toy manufacturing plant, a theme park where the rides never stop, and the best darn place you could ever hope to work, or some combination thereof. So don't delay, put in your application today for hiring for all positions, particularly in the most important job in the entire company, Dr. Entertainment's legal department. Just log on to our website at... so I think we'll be getting a little off track here. Class commercialism is certainly an easy way to get a quick buck. Yes, but turning your SCP-001 collection into one giant advertisement was my intention when I hacked in with my Dr. Entertainment's digitally delightful hacking sorry, won't happen again. No. You see, what I'm trying to do here is create art, and not that ridiculous, is anyone else feeling a bit chilly yet? Kind of art. I'm talking about providing you with an SCP-001 entry for the ages. Something with a little more pop, a little more zing. Something that will appeal to the 17 to 38 demographic. Oh, I know. How about we change things up a bit? Item number SCP-001 Object Class Thalmu. Despite a unanimous 05 vote to the contrary, SCP-001 has been classified as Thalmu because she just worked so gosh darn hard to get a little bit of fun and sunshine into the lives of the Foundation fuddy-duddies. Special Containment Procedures. Due to her irresponsible and utterly out-of-control nature, SCP-001 is both uncontained and potentially uncontainable. All Foundation personnel are advised to either join in on the madcap adventure or stay the golly gee heck out of her way. Description: SCP-001 is a female humanoid known as Dr. Isabel Helga Anastasia Parvati Entertainment V. She's a totally bad but Class 4 reality bender capable of just about anything your wildest imagination can come up with, focusing her abilities on the creation of a bunch of zany stuff made for children of all ages. She distributes these items via super-duper ultra-anomalous means from whatever she happens to be at a time, which can be just about anywhere, maybe even right behind you. Major Duck. She is responsible for a lot of cellular SCP objects found throughout the universe, stuff like this and that, and maybe this one too. Sure, why not? But not that pretendo thing, because video games rot your brains, kids. It was probably Jeremy's idea, so he gets to go sit in a timeout corner and think about what he did. Addendum 0011 History. Due to the wild and wacky nature of the entity, very little is currently known about SCP-001's past. She is theoretically the daughter of the original Dr. Entertainment, but the exact method of Entertainment reproduction is this whole weird area, so who really knows? Not her, that's for sure. Reproduction is gross, dude. She inherited a family business when her dad, who might not be her dad, died under mysterious circumstances involving a mass murderer, the leader of a shadowy international extra-governmental paramilitary organization, at least one deity, and 4 bent paperclips, all of whom may or may not have been the same person. She runs said business with the help of a loyal psychic, Emma Usherthorpe, or however you spell her name, in Brown, and her even more loyal corgis, Jeremy, and Jeremy. But not Jeremy, because he's still in timeout. The perpetually lazy SCP-001's favorite activities include eating ice cream, sending Jeremy out to fetch things she doesn't really need, holding her breath to see how long it takes for her to pass out, and, oh, for Pete's sake! Okay, so it is definitely a fun, silly thrill ride with silly jokes and a couple empowering female protagonists, and that's great, I love it. But again, this is for the SCP-001 bracket. It needs to be grand and majestic and powerful. It needs to be something true. Well, there we have it, don't we? You want to know? You want to know everything there is to know about Dr. Entertainment? About what I really am? You want the truth? Well, here it is, boys and girls. Here comes the truth. Item number SCP-001 Object Class Apollon. Special Containment Procedures. Due to its inherently chaotic nature and virtually unlimited power potential, there is no known method of effectively containing SCP-001. Description: SCP-001 is a deity-level entity, commonly referred to as Dr. Entertainment. It is a Class 5 reality bender capable of altering or outright breaking every fundamental principle upon which the cosmos is based, focusing its abilities on the creation of a virtually infinite variety of anomalous items. It distributes these items with a mere snap of its fingers from anywhere in the universe it happens to be at a time, which can literally be anywhere. Did you think that the little trinkets with my name on them were the full extent of my creations? Did you really think of me, of such a small petty creature? I am no mere toysmith foundation, no mere trickster. I am a god, the god of chaos, the harbinger of madness, the progenitor of insanity, and the bane of all who would try to shackle the universe with their coiling chains of water. I have tugged at the edges of that order and unraveled it, creating and unleashing the very anomalies you seek to contain, or to show you how wonderful and amazing and frightening and deadly the universe can be. You want examples of my creations? Then look upon your collected list of anomalies, Foundation. Look upon those of the Unusual Incidents Unit, the Office of the Reclamation of Islamic Artifacts, the Global Occult Coalition, and so many others. I made them. I made them all. From the most harmless safe to the most nightmarish Ketter, and they are mine. Are we cool yet? The circus of the disquieting, Marshall Carter and Dark, the Church of the Broken God, Anderson Robotics, the Fifth Church, and so many more. My institutions, mine. I found all of them, created all of their artifacts, their leaders, their gods. When you fight against the likes of Fuller and Neon and Kane and the Scarlet Bloody King, you were really fighting against me. I am all of them. I am everything you fear and don't understand. I am the god of pure chaos, and you will be driven before my power. You will crumble and decay into nothingness, and you will bow before me, you wretched, pathetic. Hold on, sorry, I'm getting a call on the other line. And no, yeah, I have to take this. Won't be but a moment. Item number SCP-001. Object class neutralized. Special containment procedures not applicable. Description. Yes, hello. I'm back again. Sorry about that. You know how it is. So, as I am quite certain you have already guessed, I have not, in fact, been 100% truthful this whole time. Not even when I said I was going to be. I'm sorry about that too. Though, I have to say that, given the very nature of our relationship over the years, I hardly expect that a single Foundation employee that's been reading this has believed a word of it anyway. What reason I have given any of you to believe anything I have to say? After all, none, I suppose. So the question then is, why would I even bother doing this? Since I don't even expect you to believe me, why try? Because I like you, SCP Foundation. I also hate you, and am indifferent to you. And I wish you would stop meddling in my affairs. And I'm glad you take the time to care about my customers' safety the way you do. You see, it's complicated, but after all the time we've been frenemies, I feel you deserve at least a little something that lets you put a few of the pieces of the Dr. Entertainment puzzle together. Not the whole truth, perhaps, but still something real. You see, I am all the things I have said. I am also none of them. And perhaps most truthful of all, I have no idea what I am anymore. It feels like it's important, doesn't it? To mold something around you into easily understandable shapes. It's what you lot try to do all the time, of course. Both the Foundation specifically and the human race in general. And I know why you do it. Believe me, a lack of understanding is a very dangerous thing. Entire civilizations have been swallowed up by their own ignorance, and so you keep on drawing patterns across the universe to keep the howling madness of the surroundings at bay. There is a part of me that wishes I could do the same for myself. That wishes I could wind everything about myself down into a single thread. It will not only make things easier for you, it will undoubtedly save me a great deal of stress as well, let me tell you. how different things would be if I just knew for absolute certain that I am a magician obsessed with making toys, or an amoral businessman seeking the bottom line, or an heiress with cartoonish superpowers, or a god of thunder and chaos, or just a simple tinkerer plying his trade in an attempt to bring a little bit of magic back into the world. But it's only one part of me that wants that certitude. There's another part, you see, a part that wants to show you that understanding a thing isn't supposed to be about containing the parts of it that you don't get yet, that wants to make you realize that understanding a thing on its own terms, and not just strictly yours, can lead you to a world of beauty, delight, and wonder. It's a small but important voice in my head that speaks to me with a childlike sense of awe and curiosity, and when it looks out at everything I've done and everything that I am, it smiles, laughs brightly, and asks, "What are you going to be next?" I invite you to come along with me, SCP Foundation. Let's find out together. Notice from the Foundation Records and Information Security Administration, this SCP-001 proposal is incomplete and concerns an anomaly that is not fully understood. Please forward to designated personnel. Item Number SCP-001J. Object Class Agape. Special Containment Procedures. Dr. Palanis, the current host of SCP-001J, is no longer capable of containing it internally. SCP-001J is to be transferred to Researcher Nagalis upon completion of this document. Description: SCP-001J is a metaphysical concept that manifests primarily via emotions. An instance of SCP-001J currently exists within Dr. Palanis, but is strongly theorized to exist in Researcher Nagalis as well. SCP-001J has affected changes in the behavior and personality of its host, Dr. Palanis. These changes include, but not limited to, elevated level of endorphins, positive mood, improved outlook in life, irrationality, spontaneous and involuntary smiling, lacrimal discharge from eyes, increased empathy, optimism, formation of concrete future plans, extravagant purchases, a tendency to share deep personal experiences with another SCP-001J host, emotional and physical intimacy with another SCP-001J host. The current SCP-001J instances appear to have spontaneously manifested during a shared meal within the Site-119 cafeteria. Informal research and rampant speculation by other Site-119 personnel support this hypothesis. A large number of specific circumstances and behaviors have been confirmed to strengthen the effects of SCP-001J. This list has been compiled by Dr. Palanis. SCP-001J Intensifiers. Access granted. Researcher Nagalis' smile. Researcher Nagalis' laugh. The way Researcher Nagalis' eyes widen a tiny bit when smiling. Consumption of baked goods prepared by Researcher Nagalis. Boarding of amusement park ride with Researcher Nagalis. Notably, SCP-001J appears to counteract the usual acrophobia that would otherwise be exhibited by Dr. Palanis. Viewing and discussion of animated series with Researcher Nagalis. Attempting to paint portraits of Researcher Nagalis. Researcher Nagalis' responses to said portraits. Receiving emotional comfort from Researcher Nagalis when Dr. Palanis' father passed away. Walking through the Site-119 garden late at night with Researcher Nagalis and prompting several attempts to serenade, poorly. The way that simply looking into researcher Nagalis' eyes can make every dark day just a little bit brighter. SCP-001-J is theorized to possess a long gestation period, as it remained dormant in both its hosts for several years before exhibiting most of its symptoms. SCP-001-J is incurable, and symptoms continue to grow in severity with time. Addendum: SCP-001-J cannot be contained. However, I have devised a new proposal to properly deal with its effects. Researcher Nagalis, will you marry me? Proposal accepted, you dog. Item Number SCP-001. Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-001 is to be contained in a standard locker in Site-19. It is not to be tested nor removed from this locker. Description: SCP-001 is an indestructible OP. SCP-001 was discovered in Thelphi, Greece. The blade is flint, and the handle is adamantine. SCP-001 has been made through great skill. The blade of SCP-001 narrows to a single atom of width. Not burning fire, biting acid, great forces, nor any other anomaly is able to break SCP-001. SCP-001 is scratched by nothing and is unbroken. This has prohibited study of the material of SCP-001, since no fragment can be extracted. The blade is able to cut anything: stone, steel, wood, flesh. All are cut by SCP-001. Nothing is able to resist the blade of SCP-001. SCP-001 has been used to kill multiple anomalies contained by the Foundation. Immortality does not protect against SCP-001. All are killed. Item Number SCP-001. Object Class Olympus. Special Containment Procedures. This file can be read by the O5 Council in the computer at Site 1. A single copy has been given to the Chaos Insurgency. It is trusted the commands will be obeyed. Any action taken against SCP-001 requires the unanimous assent of O51, O52, and the engine of the Chaos Insurgency. If O57, O58, O59, O510, O511, O512, O513, or the engineer of the Chaos Insurgency do anything regarding SCP-001, they are to be executed by O51 with SCP-001. SCP-001 is to be treated as an ordinary safe anomaly at all lower clearances. Description: no changes. History: known to all readers of the fable, who will not forget. You interrupted my symposium. I wanted to get drunk. This is serious, I trust. I was governing the fleet of the Foundation. It demands my attention immediately. I have no time to waste. Certainly, I called you to inform you that we found something we have been searching for many years, since the dawn of the Foundation. There are a few things it could be. It belongs to your father. Which father? There are 2 generations here, 2 fathers. 3. Both of the fathers you spoke of had it. Oh, I know what it is, which is delightful. A weapon that sold me. Correct. So it's not linger in Tartarus. No, we found it under a stone at the center of the world. Little brother, as mother would say. Grandmother told me a story once, just as father and grandfather doom would come to me by that sickle. You wouldn't be afraid if you hadn't been a slut. Silence! I am helpless at the power of 6. What is a will? Seal it away, that it may never be my demise. We should tell our brother and my daughter. Of course, yes. He has been seeking for a long time. 12, go at once. Swiftly I go to the black doors of chaos. Easy is a descent to hell. Wisdom warns that we conceal this from lower personnel, unless they figure out the truth of our personas. Yes, it will happen. I think this is completed. I agree. I will challenge those who dissent. Hello, user. I first need to confirm your identity before letting you access this file. If you're truly who you say you are, please view the following image. Today, science tells us that the essence of nature is intention. By ennobling, we self-actualize. We exist as morphogenetic fields. Soon there'll be a condensing of learning, the likes of which the cosmos has never seen. We must learn how to lead ancient lives in the face of discontinuity. Eons from now, we spiritual brothers and sisters will believe like never before as we are guided by the dreamscape. Complexity is the driver of space-time. The goal of frequencies is to plant the seeds of mana rather than bondage. The cosmos is bursting with morphic resonance. Space-time is a constant. We live, we believe, we are reborn. Aspiration requires exploration. Although you may not realize it, you are authentic. Have you found your circuit? The quantum matrix is calling to you via molecular structures. Can you hear it? How should you navigate this astral galaxy? None of this matters, only for we dictated it all. Item number SCP-6229, Security Level 5. Containment Class Safe, Secretary Class Principalis. Disruption Class Not Applicable, Risk Class Not Applicable. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-6229 is held at Protected Site 1 under heavy security by MTF Alpha 1, Red Right Hand. Other lethal security measures shall ensure that SCP-6229 is not obtained and utilized by personnel lacking O5 credentials. SCP-6229's documented file will not be uploaded into the SCP-001 slot. This is to prevent the file from being conspicuous to any would-be perpetrators. If this file is indeed accessed by personnel without proper O5 credentials, all available Foundation resources must be used to track, locate, and terminate the perpetrator. This must be accomplished by any means possible with haste. Description: SCP-6229 is an object of unknown origin retrieved by the individual known as the Administrator. The Administrator's identity is disclosed. However, you are all aware that they are among the Council's members. In the late 1870s, the falsified description provided to a majority of administrative personnel state that this object's documentation is located in the SCP-001 slot and is what prompted the creation of the SCP Foundation and its directive to maintain normalcy in the civilian population. To secure, contain, and protect its a titular objective the Foundation primarily employs as a result. In truth, SCP-6229 possesses the ability to create anomalous phenomena and is the cause of all anomalies, contained or otherwise. When held by an individual and given a verbal prompt, the object will manifest an anomalous object, entity, or phenomena in a specified location. The anomaly manifests in random locations if not. There have been instances where anomalies were lost and undiscovered as a result. Vague prompts appear to have a randomized effect on the anomaly generated, while more detailed and thorough descriptions create more concise anomalies based on the prompt. All prompts must be reviewed by multiple specialized AICs to determine any loopholes or unspecified details which may create undesirable anomalies. This must be done thoroughly to ensure that an anomaly's containment would be possible with the Foundation's resources, or is manageable even without full containment. Your prompt must only be used with the administrator's approval. Created anomalies are either left to be discovered naturally by the Foundation field agent, or all immediately contained based on the threat to the Veil, which must be protected at all costs to ensure the preservation of our fortunes. They are to be documented with non-factual information about their history, etc. afterwards, and declassified to major government and other invaluable sponsors. Intentional accidents that may cause damages and fatalities to civilians are permitted. History. Following its discovery, SCP-6229 was mainly utilized by the administrator to improve the family's wealth and social standing. However, after an incident that resulted in the accidental creation of SCP-173, the administrator decided to found the SCP Foundation for the purpose of containing dangerous anomalies of their own creation. The organization rapidly grew in power, and the knowledge of the anomalies and their existence was quickly known to major national governments. SCP-6229 is utilized for the benefit of the administrator and other O5 Council members. You're now good to go. Codename Administrator hopes you will enjoy your role. Please don't hesitate to contact me another time if you have any questions. Oh yes, I would also like to remind you of an upcoming O5 Council meeting to discuss the creation of a new XK-class threat to convince our sponsors to allocate more funding towards our cause. Don't miss out! Security Level 1. Item Number SCP-001-J. Object Class Great. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-001-J visits many sites all the time because everyone really likes him. SCP-001-J's main containment chamber is located at Site 322, Update 19, Update 120, Update 17, Update 34, Update 67. Update: he is very popular and moves around a lot. Every site has a place for SCP-001-J to stay. Please feed SCP-001-J many fish and delicious meals to show your appreciation. When he talks, you listen. Description: SCP-001-J is this really cool harbor seal. SCP-001-J is approximately 90 kilograms in weight and 2 meters in length of pure, unbridled brilliance. His grace shows no signs of fear or sadness or anger and is very understanding. SCP-001-J really likes to sleep and swim, similar to other members of his species. He's much better than the other ones at sleeping and swimming, and looks way better. The SCP Foundation loves and respects SCP-001-J, and it rewards our loyalty every day. Addendum 001-J1 Discovery. Transcript. Members present. Command: Director Paul Log. Mobile Task Force 5103 Bark Bite members. 51036 Sycamore. 51034 Willow. Begin log. Command: harbor seems clear. No signs of activity. Possible false alarm? Seems like it. One more sweep and call it after that. Copy. Copy. 5 Sycamore looks to his left, noticing movement in the water below. 5 Willow leans over the dock. What are we seeing? Manatee or something? I think it's a sea lion. The creature, revealed to be SCP-001J, rises to the surface. Holy crap! That's a great seal! That's a great frickin' seal! SCP-001J swims over to a nearby rock deposit and shovels onto it. We need that goddamn seal! One of you, grab it! Dibs! 5 Willow and 5 Sycamore sprint over to the location of SCP-001J. SCP-001J begins to bark. The agents immediately halt and then moved on to a kneeling position. Crying is heard from by Sycamore's bead. That's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. That's a great seal. Great seal. Boys, I'm at a loss. Maybe we could ask him if he wants to come with us? Oh yeah, great idea. Excuse me, sir. I'm wondering if... SCP-001J rolls onto his back. No freaking way! Cheering and clapping are heard from all feeds. End log. Agents 5 Willow and 5 Sycamore kindly and respectfully asked SCP-001J to return with them to Site 322. After some discussion among the two parties, including the sharing of personal anecdotes and troubles, SCP-001J agreed to travel with the agents. Addendum 001J2 Meeting of the Overseer Council. Members present. The Overseer Council. Begin log. Got any force? Go fish. 052 punches the table in quick succession. Frick! Why do you get like this? Because that's bullcrap! I know that figure is lying! The door to the meeting chamber slams open. 4 members of Mobile Task Force Alpha 1, Red Right Hand, enter carrying SCP-001J on a velvet-lined golden chair. Hey! You can't be doing... The agents place SCP-001J's chair on the council room table, bow and exit. Sweet Mother of God! Wow! Wow! Look at that guy! Wow! SCP-001J box. Holy crap! Magnificent! A phone begins to ring. 051 answers. Hello? That's a great seal. End log. The cool sound he made. Addendum 001J3 Conversation with the Alchemy Department. Transcript. Members present. 051 Director Ruslav Euclid, Director of the Alchemy Department. Begin log. Hello. Hey man, how's it going? I'm doing well. That's good, that's good. I'm just chilling right now. You know how it is? What's the reason for this phone call? That great seal you guys had locked up got out. We have it now. The seal got out. You didn't hear about it? I thought you would have, all things considered. It got out? Yeah. The magical seal? I think it's magical. Has an ear to it. Huh. Well, where is it? I'll send a picture over. Go screw yourself! Director Euclid abruptly ends the phone call. End log. Please try again. There was a problem fetching the page you requested. Most probably, you can just click Reload or Ctrl R, and the page will show you as expected. If you're seeing a lot of these errors, Wikidot may be under stress. Thanks for visiting this site, and if you're one of our 1 million users, for using Wikidot.com for your social web project. Error code DB200. But no comment.